Good morning and welcome to Teasses. Today would have been our first season opening, but given the circumstances, the gardens will remain closed. But you will not miss out because I'm going to be doing a weekly video vlog just to keep you up to date on what we're doing, plus our weekly photographs from around the garden, so there's no way you're going to miss out. Okay, let's go have a look around the walled garden. Okay, so here in the walled garden we are growing lots of vegetables and lots of perennials and annuals which we'll cut for the house. Our vegetable production over the last couple of years has increased, and we grow, although not certified organic, we grow using organic and heritage methods. This is our hot box filled with fresh horse muck, which as it rots generates a lot of heat. When that temperature drops down to about 37 degrees, we can then sow some seeds. We pop down a thick layer of organic compost, and then we can grow seeds. So what we can start off nice and early, we've got some leeks here, and we've got a couple of 3 or 4 rows of carrots. So last year we were harvesting our carrots in May. I think we're going to be a little bit slower this time, but it's a great way to start things off nice and early. Here is our rhubarb patch, and these 4 plants were covered with boxes, but we've allowed those to green up. And what we're doing is using a cheap alternative to those expensive clay forcing pots. And we just use a bucket over the top. It produces this wonderful, tender, sweet rhubarb. Just keep that covered up for just now. A really remarkable thing in the walled garden here at Teasses is our outdoor fig. We provide no extra protection for this fig other than it's on a south-facing wall. Nestled into what we call the Teasses wave. We've got a straight section of wall and then a big bendy section, and it provides shelter on a couple of sides. But regardless, we actually get some of our best figs off of this outdoor plant. These are the embryonic fruits set on last year's wood, and they'll produce fruit this September. This is brown turkey. This is crocus orange monarch in the orange section of our long border. It's coming on nicely. Some tulips coming up, and at the back there Fritillary imperialis, and we've got the orange irises coming up. At the top end is our red section, and at the bottom end our yellow section, but they've still got a bit to go. We've got some Narcissus February Gold and our Primula denticulata coming through. These sections of the garden will be full of spring and summer annuals. The long stretch there will be full of sweet peas, and you can just see at Teasses we're a little bit behind some of the other gardens. Our dahlias have been brought out into the greenhouse to start getting them to kick off. They've been stored in our root store all winter. This is Dahlia Zorro. Buds are just starting to come. We will take some cuttings of those. This is a bed of chrysanthemums which we use for cutting. So you can see that the walled garden and greenhouse are full of activity at this time of year. Let's go take a look around the rest of the garden. Up in Sir Fraser's woodland garden, we've got an area dedicated to Himalayan woodland plants. You can see there the new glossy leaves of Cardiocrinum giganteum. It's the giant Himalayan lily. And next to it is last year's flower spike. Flowering in July, beautiful big white trumpet lily flowers, the fantastic spicy scent. That flower spike's about 7.5 foot tall and produces thousands of seeds. This is also in Sir Fraser's woodland garden. We've got Rhododendron Christmas Cheer. Usually it comes into flower in mid-December, but actually they were quite a bit later this year. They didn't start to flower until February. Last for a long time, and they're just a fantastic colour. We've got quite a few here on the bankings. So we're up in the Millennium Wood. It's a completely different wood to Sir Fraser's. For a start, it's a deciduous wood, and what that means is lots of open spaces and lots of wild daffodils. So that concludes our whistle-stop tour of Teasses on what would have been our first seasonal open day. I hope you are able to tune in every week. You'll certainly see the garden progressing. Keep safe, and as best as you can, keep gardening.